Today on episode 280 of Typical Chicago Fans, we have Sinkers and Floaters, the TCF Sports Minute, our NBA Playoff update, an NHL Playoff update, and the TCF Top 3 of kitchen appliances / gadgets. Let's roll.
I would like to wish you all the best with your podcast, Typical Chicago Fans. Again, best of luck to you and your podcast, Typical Chicago Fans. And one final thought, Zach. Go Cubs! And peace.
Hello and welcome back, Typical Chicago Fans, brought to you by our incredible sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee. Today is episode 280. Make sure to follow the main page on X at typical_Chicago. Head to Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok and give those pages a like. For all of our content in video form, head on over to YouTube and subscribe there. Wherever you get your podcasts, we are there as well. So subscribe, rate, review, 5 stars. Wherever you get your podcasts, you can find me on Twitter at BoomyTCF. And of course, the man that I'm joined with tonight, that is Zach at Lilia TCF. Zach, we're kind of creeping in from spring to summer, and I gotta admit, man, this weather this weekend has been like absolutely perfect.
Yeah, it's been kind of warmer during the day, cooler at night. It was actually cooler today than it was all weekend, but today was the first day I went golfing, and it hasn't been windy. It was insane.
It was really, like, when I say perfect, dude, like, what was it, 85 maybe this weekend, the hottest it got. Had a nice little breeze on Saturday, and like you said, wasn't too crazy today. I mean, this has got to be the definition of perfect weather.
Been terrible lately. It seems like it's always the wind, and for some reason today it wasn't. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I'm excited for more summer-like weather.
For sure. And I don't know if you're going to, get to it in your sinkers or floaters, but this is a big week. This is going to come out on Monday. Big anniversary for you.
Oh yeah. 1 year at PetSmart Distribution Center.
Now I got to ask though,
it.
Because with like it being, in a warehouse, does the summer heat, does that worry you? I know you work third shift or second shift. Does that change
Not really.
What goes on in the warehouse?
It's going to be hot. It has been hot. They will be putting air conditioning units back in because it goes in and out. But yeah, and it's weird because I used to work outside, so I'd have to worry about what the weather was like all the time. And now I just don't really care. I don't have to worry about it, especially with rain or whatever. But yeah, it sucks when it's hot, but it's nice by 9 or 10 o'clock at night. It's dark and it's cool.
Does it ever get sweltering, oh my God, this is hard to work in kind of heat? Or is it just
anything over around 100 sucks.
Gotcha.
But usually the AC works pretty well. Sometimes in the aisles, it's a little bit warmer than it is over by the doors and stuff, but it's not too bad.
Right on.
It's not outside in the sun.
Yeah.
So it's all right.
Right on. Well, happy 1 year anniversary, dude. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Let's jump into things. As always, we've got sinkers and floaters, and you might get mad at this, Zach, but my sinker this week is this Bears stadium. I'm so tired of hearing about it. I'm not even a Bears fan. You're going to be the Indiana Bears here, I think. I'm so tired of hearing about it.
First off, yeah, you are right. It sucks. It is annoying. No one cares. Let me know when you break ground anywhere. But the Indiana Bears that's stupid to say because they aren't the Illinois Bears. They are the Chicago Bears. So if anything, they'd be the Hammond Bears, or they're still going to be Chicago Bears. Second of all, where do the San Francisco 49ers play?
San Jose.
Santa Clara. I think it's Santa Clara.
Is that what it is?
Which is closer. Oh, Hammond is closer than that is to San Francisco.
But still in California, though.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. I mean, the Chiefs play in a different state.
Well, Kansas City is predominantly in Missouri. That's just always been that way.
It's just that it's still. I think that's all blown out of proportion. But I don't care. I don't care anymore. Let me know when you figure it out, I guess. I mean, even if you figure it out, it's still going to be 5 to 6 years away.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's terrible. And so bad luck for Kevin Warren because that was his one job when he got here was to do that, and so many years later, nothing. We're nowhere with it. Today
And I think
it was like the city of Chicago or something couldn't come together on a vote for whatever needed to happen. I don't even really dig deep into it because I don't care enough because it's so annoying.
I think it was they don't have enough votes in the Illinois Senate to get the approval to build a new stadium, I think is what I saw.
It's annoying. I don't care. I'm worried about this season, and this season has nothing to do with a new stadium, so I don't care.
Fair. It just feels like we're talking like 5+ years of this, and it's still no shovels have been put into the ground. And like people can talk about like Illinois politics, that's fair, but like, what are we like? This is just beating a dead horse. Holy cow! Like, at what point do you just end up playing at Soldier Field forever?
Well, it's a bad look for everyone involved. The Bears. I think it's a bad look for Illinois. I think it's a bad look for everybody. Chicago. I think it's a bad look for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it a million times here about, you know, tax funded stadiums, and you know, it's just we've been having this argument on stadiums for the last 8 years that we've been doing this show now. So I'm just tired of hearing about it.
The biggest problem with the stadium is the Bears do not make money off of things that happen outside of football. So that's what they want.
Yeah. But like, to be honest though, can Soldier Field just remain like doing what they're doing without the Bears? I don't know if they can.
I don't know. I think that they could have enough. I think it would just change the look of it. They wouldn't have to worry about a football stadium being there anymore. And maybe they'd still have like Northwestern games there every once in a while.
Northwestern just got a new football stadium.
What I mean is, like, if they play like Illinois, sometimes they like to do that kind of stuff. But I think Soldier Field, it can't go anywhere either because it is a national.
No, they took that off that when they did the renovation.
But there's still, it can't get like broken down per se. Like there's certain parts of it that have to stay.
Yeah, it's like
terrible.
That's what I go back and forth is because, like, right, the city owns it, but is it profitable for the city if the Bears aren't there? And obviously, you know, the Bears doing what they're doing, but like, what's the point of the city just owning this if the Bears aren't playing there? You know what I mean?
I think it would be because they would just do more stuff outside of it. I mean, they have big concerts. They would just turn it into something else. I think that if it's in Chicago, it's profitable, I think. Because, I mean, really and truthfully, the Bears only use it,
8 to 9 times a year.
Yeah. But it's so annoying.
It really is. And I feel like we talk about beating a dead horse. Like we've now talked about this, like it feels like every other episode.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm worried about this season. This has nothing to do with this season, so I don't care at all. My sinker is, why are gas prices different at different gas stations? Why is it 10 miles down the road, it's 50 cents more than it is at this other gas station? I don't understand that. I don't get how that works.
Like, I think like short answer is a lot of it depends on the parent company and how much that parent company. So like here in town, a company named Johnson Oil Company owns like 2 of the gas stations. So that parent company gets to decide the price of the gas, where the other gas stations are owned by a different parent company. And it all depends on where their stores are, what counties they're in, what states they're in, things like that. But that's a long answer or a short answer.
It's annoying to me. I think everything should just be one set price.
I don't disagree with you.
Especially in like the state. I understand out of state, maybe like in different states it'll be a different price, but still the same price throughout the state. Like the Beck's where we live is a different price from the Beck's 15 miles away.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
That is crazy.
So and then a different gas station, it's a different price. Like no gas station is the same price.
It's so annoying. And then, of course, everything gets political and everybody wants to argue about it. You know, it's just I'm
not even saying anything to do with that. I'm saying with like, how is the gas price a block down the road different? That makes like what does that even mean?
Yeah, why? I think the only thing that comes to my mind is the parent company.
I get what you mean
That's
by
it.
that, but like it just doesn't even like competitive prices aren't even a thing. It's just I know it is, but like it makes no sense.
It's so annoying. It's one of those like I think I've talked about this a few times. Like I like Teslas, I like electric cars. This is like the closest. If I hadn't just bought a new truck 6 months ago and I had to buy a new one, I'd probably be buying electric at this point.
The only thing about electric is like if I run out of gas, I can just go get gas very quickly. If you run out
Yeah,
of
but you can also
electric,
charge your car at home.
I know, but I mean, you're going to spend a lot of money powering that too.
I actually, it's funny you say that. We did in my economics class, we did like a comparison on this. The average American spends like 22 to 2,600 a year on gas, and an electrical car into the proper outlet is like 9 to 1,300. So it depends on where you live and obviously what electric company you have. So there's so many
Yeah.
variants, but
It
it would
is
be
what it
one
is.
of
I'm not
those like.
even. I don't even care about any of that. I just think that it makes no sense to me that the price of gas is 20 cents difference down the road from each
Thank
other.
God for apps like Gas Buddy that'll tell you where the cheapest one is.
That is probably got to be one of the most used apps lately.
Oh, big time. I installed it on my phone like 2 months ago. Probably haven't had it for 3 or 4 years, 5 years. I don't know. But
It's a great
I
idea.
re-downloaded it. It's a saver when you need it, man. My floater this week is college baseball. We were talking about it a little bit before we got started here. It is the first week of the college NCAA tournament headed to the Baseball World Series. And dude, it has just been nonstop college baseball since Friday morning. Big shout out to the Huskies. I've been following NIU for probably, they were in the MAC tournament last week. So it's been super fun to follow them along. One of the most successful seasons in NIU history, and they win the MAC, they get in, and then they upset Coastal Carolina. It's like the latest I've stayed up in a really long time. I stayed up on Friday night to watch the end of that Coastal Carolina game. Unfortunately, they just got eliminated like as we were recording the intro to the podcast.
Who was the team that got in with an under 500 record?
UW Milwaukee is on a tear right now.
Did they beat a team that was ranked?
Oh, yeah. They took down, I think it was Auburn, who was a national seed.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And they're they might be playing right now, or they're playing tomorrow morning. Oh, they're playing at 10 o'clock tonight. If they win, they go to the Super Regional. If they lose, they play again tomorrow, I think.
Because I was watching the softball College World Series, and it went like one of the games went like, I think 12 innings or something like that.
Yeah. Dude, they've been intense, man. It's so fun. There's been so many. We talk about upsets in like the college basketball NCAA tournament. Like the amount of upsets that we have seen in the college baseball tournament have been absurd. I think 4 national seeds got upset on the first day. Might have been 5. The number 1 overall seed in UCLA lost, and they just got eliminated not too long ago, I think. So it's been insanely fun, and to pair that with NIU advancing the way that they have, and obviously, they don't make the final. They get beat by St. John's today, then lose to Florida State in extras, but like still a super fun year to follow the Huskies. And then the results that we've gotten this weekend have just been absurdly fun to watch.
Well, speaking of Illinois baseball, I've seen high school Illinois baseball has been crazy lately with a lot of ranked teams losing.
Yeah, big time. All 4 classes just finished up regionals into sectionals with that going on this week. State, I think, next weekend. It's been, dude, you know how it is. We talk about this a million times. Like, we just love baseball. It doesn't really matter the level, and like highly competitive, good baseball is just fun to watch. So that's kind of where I've been at this weekend.
Yeah, and like I said, with the softball College World Series too, has been pretty insane.
Let me say that because I have been following that a little bit. I hate Texas Tech so much.
I love it. I love it.
Oh,
I think it's great. I think it's great because you're a Florida fan. That's why.
Okay, you're not wrong. The stuff from last weekend. You see the stuff they've been pulling this weekend too at the World Series.
I've seen that they had a call overturned.
It's not just a Florida problem. They're starting beef with Tennessee or Texas's head coach just a couple hours ago.
That's good for the game. That's what they
Screw
need.
Texas Tech.
That's what they need. That's what there's stuff in college baseball. The guy who threw the bat and stuff like that. Yep. And I'm watching right now, Oregon State. Like the rivalries are good. I mean, that's what you need.
100%. I'm with you. I got the ESPN page pulled up right now, following live results and kind of scoping out what I'm going to be able to watch tomorrow.
My floater is Wemby, and in the fact that I think he's kind of saving basketball in a way. It doesn't need saving in a way, but LeBron's going to be gone in a few years. Steph, I mean, a lot of the KD, a lot of the big names that's always been there for a long time are going to be retiring soon. Mm-hmm. And I think Wemby is going to be the face of the league. And it's good for the league too, because he seems like a good guy, but he also likes to get a little feisty, a little chippy, that's good for basketball. Because I think the Spurs and Thunder, they don't like each other in general, but they also play each other a lot. I don't think there's going to be as much between the Knicks and the Spurs, but still, I think it's going to be there. And but what he's doing is insane. He's a good guy, on top of being an amazing basketball player who can shoot a 3-pointer, can dribble the ball up the court, can play the post. I mean, it is insane what he can do. But for what's going to happen here in the next few years, I think the NBA really needed a new face of the league, and I think he's going to be it.
I agree. It's so fun to watch, just because, like, you know, and we'll get to this a little bit deeper in our NBA playoff update, but like, he is an absolute freak. And like you said, kind of, you know, soft-spoken, quiet guy, but does have an edge there. You know, we saw it in this series. And he's just like, when he's on TV and it's against a good competitive team, like, you have to have it on.
And also,
you just never know what he's going to do.
He has the, like, he can pull the card of, like, he's a monk. I can't talk. He literally can do that. He's like, I'm not going to talk to the media.
That is very true. He's a character.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. And the way that he celebrated with his teammates, and he just seemed like he genuinely was like happy and just like working so hard to get to that moment. You don't really see that in professional sports a lot anymore.
For sure. It's just, like you said, a future, you know, there's going to be a void of who is the next guy. And we talk about it all the time, you know, with who's the next guy up and who's the next face of this league. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that it's Wemby. If he can stay injury free, he is going to be insane for the next 10 to 15 years.
Yeah. And it just seems like the Spurs are just always, they always get the good players, and they know how to, they have Greg Popovich still helping them out, which is also like a wild card move. Like that, they can just be like, oh, we need to bring Pop in to talk to the team. And you're getting one of the best coaches of all time just to give you a pep talk.
Maybe the Bulls should hire Pop.
It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter. The Bulls, we'll get into the Bulls, but I am so tired of the Bulls.
Well, with that being said, let's transition over to the TCF Sports Minute. Before we get to the Bulls, we'll get started on the Blackhawks. Don't have a ton here, but it did come out yesterday that the Blackhawks are willing to trade the number 4 overall pick, which to me just says that this is not a very deep draft. You actually had 3 of the top, I want to say 6 teams come out and say they were willing to trade out of that spot. And all that tells me is that this draft is not as good or as talented as it has been in the past couple of years.
Yeah. And at some point I'm tired of the draft. Like I'm getting to the point where it's just like, we're going to have to go to free agency, because yes, you need to get guys from the draft, but at some point you need to get like players that are good right now.
Right. And like, the more I read up on this, and like everything with this draft is basically that Gavin McKenna kid from Penn State is like, you know, you're kind of Connor Bedard, Celebrini type of kid that's going to be in the NHL right away. And then after that, everything's just kind of a crapshoot. And I think that's why you're seeing all these teams just be like, yeah, if anybody wants to move up, like, we're willing to make a deal. But you know, it goes back to what you just said about just, I'm so tired of the entire NHL season. Like we sit here on the show and talk about, oh, we've seen progress in this guy and Bedard's having, some success here. And these guys coming up from Rockford are doing this. But then by the time we get to, late January, early February, it's like, where are we going to end up in the lottery? And it's been like that for 5 years now.
Connor Bedard's out for a few weeks with an injury and the season's over.
Dude, that's right. Remember that run they went on in like October, November?
It's also like if so many teams want to trade out of the start of the draft, then it kind of takes away from like the trades probably.
It waters down the value.
You're not going to get what you want for that trade.
Big time. 100%. I don't know, man. I've been very open about how much Blackhawks that I do consume, and it's something's got to change. Something's got to change because this is just beating a dead horse over and over and over again, basically since the last time they went to the playoffs. And it feels like it's been a decade now, and it hasn't quite been that.
It's been like, I think 2018 maybe or 17 was the last time they won a series.
Yeah. I mean, it's brutal. But also speaking of brutal, the Bulls, as of right now, do not have a head coach. I did see one of their top guys that they wanted did get hired by somebody else. I don't know where they're going to go here. To me, it could be because they're waiting for. I'm hoping that with the timing of things, maybe it's one of the assistants from the Spurs.
Well, the assistant from the Spurs already got a job somewhere.
Oh, he was the one that got hired?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was one of the assistants from the Spurs already took a job. I think he took it before Game 7.
Yeah, we're in trouble, man.
Oh, no one wants the job. You're starting to realize no one wants the job. I think you knew that, but you're really starting to realize it.
The one name I have seen a couple times is Chris Quinn, who's one of the assistant coaches in Miami right now. I don't know. The other name I keep hearing is Tiago Splitter, who wasn't. You probably recognize the name from when he played in the NBA. He essentially got thrown in to be the coach of the Blazers when Chauncey Billups got arrested.
Yeah,
remember that?
Yeah, and they made the playoffs. I think they made the play-in.
Yes, I think that's right. Might have made the first round. I don't remember. Either way, he's one of the top like 5 guys I've seen. I'm optimistic, obviously, with having the 4th pick, and it does seem more and more like they're going to end up with Caleb Wilson, right?
Well, I've been hearing a lot that they're trying to move up to the 1 spot, which we never know if that's true, but there has been a lot of rumors around that. And I'm saying you can trade everybody. Trade anybody you want for the number 1 pick.
I'll be even at this point, like I love Modest. I like Giddey, but like I'm not married to anything in this organization.
There's nothing I wouldn't give up.
I did see one hypothetical. Obviously, you talked about the Spurs and the Thunder. The Thunder are going to have a lot of decisions to make this year because they can't keep all of these guys, paying them what they're probably worth. The one trade proposal I saw was Chet Holmgren for the number 4 pick, Patrick Williams, and Okoro. But I think you make that in a heartbeat, right?
I guess, but I mean,
for Chet
game, but I mean, he was soft.
Dude, I'm making that trade 7 days a week.
But I don't think that the Thunder will make that trade.
But they might get to a point where they're going to have to just take something because they're not going to be able to pay it. We're getting way away from just talking about the Bulls draft. But like the more that I've looked into Caleb, I'm okay with it if that's going to be the pick. I think you almost sitting at the 4 spot, you just kind of have to wait and see where the rest of the draft goes.
Well, yeah, because you got that and the 15th.
And I've been looking at everybody's mock drafts. I don't like anybody that they have the Bulls taking at 15, which means the Bulls will probably end up taking someone that should have been drafted like 27th, and they're going to take a flyer on him at 15. That just feels like
I don't even know if I trust him with the 4th pick.
Yeah, seriously. Seriously. But they're going to have to make a decision on this head coach thing real quick because the draft is at the end of this month.
Yeah. I
Like,
think usually the draft just like pops up on them and they're like, whoa.
yeah.
You have to take a pick now?
I think it's like June 22nd or 23rd. It's like, guys, we should probably get a head coach so we can figure out who we're going to take in this pick or if we're going to trade.
How quick it is after the NBA Finals.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, think about it. You've only got 2 teams left, and neither of them are drafting in the top 25 most of the time.
Thunder are.
Yeah, they're not in the finals, though.
Oh, yeah, you're right. But the Thunder do have like a top, I think, 10 pick or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's like 11. I can't remember what it is.
All because of Paul George.
Yeah, Paul George. Moving on to the Cubs, it's been a while since we've talked. The last time we talked, I think the Cubs were in the midst of a 10-game winning streak. We have seen a 10-game losing streak since then. They're sitting at 32-28. They're 5 games back in the Central. This is just the most bipolar baseball team I think I've seen in a really long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing is the baseball team. It's baseball. It's very tough. Yes, it is crazy to go on these like big win streaks, big losing streaks. They're still 4 or 5 games out of first place. Like it's all still there for the Cubs. I think I saw like a top 10 ranking of teams in baseball, and all of them are in the Cubs division.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be hard either way. Did you see who I think it was the only team to have 2 10-game win streaks and a 10-game losing streak? 2017 LA Dodgers.
Yeah, and they won the World Series that year.
So,
yeah. And that's the thing, like,
we'll be all right. I think they're going to be all right. I think it's almost one of those things that's good to happen this early.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, let's not beat around the bush. They're like one of the most injured pitching staffs in baseball.
Yeah, and then you signed Bregman. He's not doing very good offensively. Dansby Swanson, bad defense or offensively. It's just it's been tough at the plate, and everyone's so focused on PCA that he's not he's not even close to their worst hitter. No. I mean, right? He's back to being good, but even when he was kind of struggling, he wasn't their worst hitter.
And I think if you sat all Cubs fans down on, March 15th and said, here's all the injuries that you're going to have to the pitching staff before June 1st, and you're going to wind up 32-28, what is that record that awful? I think most people would say, for all these injuries, that's not that bad.
And I think, unfortunately for the Cubs, Shota's first few starts are not what he actually is going to be this year. Unfortunately, I think Shota he's not looked great lately, he's not a 1 or 2. That's the problem, and that's what he's kind of being forced to be right now because Cabrera's hurt, Horton's out for the season, Steele not going to be back until at least after the All-Star break. Boyd's been hurt. It's just everybody that we've needed has gotten hurt, it seems like.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Like, I'm just looking at, I wish I had
Ben Brown's been our best pitcher.
Ben Brown has really turned it around. I'm trying to take a quick second here and count the amount of pitchers that the Cubs have used this year. I'm trying to do this really quick. If you had to take a guess, Zach, on how many pitchers have seen the mound for the Cubs this year, what would be your guess?
Starters and relievers?
Everybody. Yep.
20?
It's well over 20.
Jeez.
It's closer to 30 than it is to 20, I think. Hang on. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26 is the number I'm catching really, really fast.
That's not good.
That's so many pitchers.
And we still got Phil Maton out there. I don't know how he still is pitching for the Cubs.
Phil Maton is so bad.
Jordan Wick just made it 2 innings today.
He's falling apart. He doesn't have it anymore.
We've already brought up and sent back down Javier Assad. It's not good right now.
And like, we're going to transition into the White Sox talk. The White Sox are 32-27. They have one less
Wait, before
loss
we get
than
done with the Cubs, what's your meter on Craig Counsell? Because I'm starting to not like it.
I said this when David Ross was around. I don't think the manager has, of all the major sports, a baseball manager has the least amount of effect on a team. Now,
but he does make the lineup, right?
Correct. I will say that.
What is the point of bringing up these guys from the Iowa Cubs to sit in the dugout and just watch the game? Why are we bringing up Alcantara? Why is it Ramirez?
Yeah.
Alcantara? He DH'd today. That's like one of the first times I've seen him play.
Yeah.
Like, why are we bringing these guys up just to watch from the dugout?
Yeah, it's a weird relationship.
Make some changes. Throw him out in right field. Give Seiya a day off and see what you got with Alcantara. I mean, something.
Especially in the midst of those losing streaks. You've got, literally, I said this in one of our group chats. I'm like, I don't care if you have to just throw darts at a wall to pick your lineup. Just do something different. Yeah,
because Conforto's playing well. He's not the answer to making the playoffs and stuff like that. He is playing well, and you got to see what these guys can do. There's not enough sample size right now. It was the same thing last year. Is when they bring up the guys from the Iowa, and then they just don't use them.
Yeah. I don't I disagree with you at all. I can't say that.
Let them play with Iowa, get more experience, because the experience of sitting in the dugout is not going to help anything.
My only concern on that end is and this could be something even deeper, is maybe there's a disconnect between the front office and Counsell, where the front office wants to bring these guys up, so they bring them up, but then there's a disconnect between the front office and Counsell to see them actually play.
They're not bringing up players without the consent of Craig Counsell. That's just not how it works.
That's not true at all. That happens in Major League Baseball all the time.
I understand that, but then send him back. He would already be sent back down. They wouldn't just have him sit in the dugout for no reason. If Counsell wanted him, yes, you go, okay, well, why is he up? But then maybe a few days later, they'd send him back down. They wouldn't leave these guys in here for weeks on end.
But if you're injured and have roster spots that you have to fill, then yeah, they will.
Then bring up guys that aren't if you're not going to use them, bring up guys that aren't working on becoming big-time Major League Baseball players. We don't need they're getting no work. Maybe they're getting batting practice or something, but they're not playing the game.
Yeah.
I just don't I'm just not a fan of the moves he's been making. And then I also don't like the attitude that he kind of brings to that's just baseball. That's just baseball. I need a fire. I need something a little bit more than just I don't know. And that's just how it goes.
I think it was Big Cat who said it best. When you're in the middle of one of those skids, throw a chair. Don't get thrown out for something stupid. He got thrown out,
but even that, do something get mad, yell at these guys.
Take a base out of the ground and take it down with, you know what I mean? Throw, baseballs onto the field. I don't do something different.
Yeah. I don't need you saying, oh, well, that's just how it goes. I don't know. That's just baseball.
Yep. That is, I can't argue with you. On the other side of town, the White Sox playing, kind of very similar record to the Cubs, but with different expectations. This team has been really fun to watch. They're sitting at 32-27. They're a game out. I don't know if anybody would have been able to realistically say on June 1st, the White Sox will be a game out of the Central, outside of the conversation about the division being terrible.
Swept the Twins, right?
Yeah, Twins, and then they just swept the Tigers. The Tigers.
Oh yeah, so they had two series wins against division teams. But you're really going to see what this team is made of now with Murakami hurt for 4 to 6 weeks with a hamstring injury, which is just a bad injury for a first baseman and a power hitter to have. Yeah.
Hey, I don't know if you would have guessed this, but the Detroit Tigers and the Colorado Rockies had the same amount of wins this year.
Well, if we're bringing up fun facts, you know who the best team offensively is in baseball this year?
The Chicago White Sox.
The Washington Nationals.
No kidding.
Yeah, they've had the most runs scored. But yeah, it's been really fun for the White Sox. They've been playing well. They have good pitching. Lot different division per se, but the division is getting better at the top.
Yeah.
The Guardians and the White Sox
well.
are both playing well. I mean, the American League is just kind of weird right now. But
Big time.
I think baseball is one of those sports that it all kind of evens itself out. Water finds its level. Like it's American League's going to be good. It's just maybe they're playing each other or whatever. I don't know. But it's fun. White Sox have. If you're a White Sox fan, you're having the time of your life right now. You weren't expecting this quickly, and then they're bringing up a first baseman to fill in for Murakami, who's like supposedly the best player in AAA right now.
Yeah, I think he's got like the most hits or highest slugging percentage or something in AAA.
So you see how that goes. You're kind of like what the Cubs were in like 2015 when you bring up guys and you're very excited for all these guys. They're having their debuts and they're having their own days in a way that you're excited for and stuff like that. Their first hits and stuff like that. So I'm excited as an outsider for the White Sox. I am going to say
you were at the Cubs White Sox game. Do we want to get into how that was?
I don't like the White Sox, and they don't like us, and it's back. It's one of those things. Both teams are good. I'm actually on the side of maybe I'm excited for the White Sox. Don't like them. Like them. It's not even as much as their team as the fans. It's always got to be something.
They finally, all right, I'm going to say this. This might make some White Sox fans mad. You finally have 1 year since 2021 where you're above 500, and now we're back to just completely showing our rear ends and thinking we're, the greatest thing since sliced bread. You're in
I
second
think it's
place.
good for the city of Chicago. You need that.
But maybe a little bit of humility.
Dislike.
X the Everything app was a disaster the weekend, and that's a good thing.
And say what you want. The PCA, I don't know what she was. Bride. I don't know what she was.
Bachelorette.
That was good for baseball. That's fun.
Should he have used those exact words? Probably not. But also,
but why can a fan yell at you and you're not allowed to say something back?
You didn't let me finish my thought. I was literally just saying.
Sorry.
You're good.
That's just the thing. Is like everyone's on the side of I can't believe you said that. Well, she said something probably not very nice either, which I have no problem with what she said either. But man, I was out in left center field, and man, people were giving him the business, which is whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
But if he's going to say something back, you can't get mad at the guy because he's responding to people yelling at him.
Yeah, saying just vile. So we need to revisit the Big Cat take on players fighting fans once a year that he pitched to Adam Silver.
But I mean, outfielders got to be the worst too, because you're just sitting out there and you're just getting screamed at from behind you, and you're trying to play the game. But it's good for the city of Chicago. It's good for baseball that both the White Sox and Cubs are good. And then it doesn't help that the Cubs go on their losing streak after playing the White Sox.
Yeah,
I actually was at the game that they won before they went on the losing streak, so maybe I'm a good luck charm. I don't know.
Well, the guy that had the original Billy Goat died that day, so
yeah. But
that was
White Sox. It's fun for them. They're doing good, but
they're doing good. They're still little brother, and they need to start acting like it on X. I'll say that.
I don't know about that. I mean,
I don't care. Let's see where you sit here at the end of this month.
Yeah, and also like the Cubs have moved on. Just move on. We don't play each other for a while. Worry about the division. We're going to worry about our division. Life goes on. But
well said.
The White Sox playing really well. But it is going to be a tough little 4 to 6 week stretch without Murakami to kind of see where they are without their power hitter.
Big time.
Who, has played unbelievable for a guy who was passed up by a lot of teams.
if he doesn't get hurt, he's an all-star without a doubt. Without a doubt.
And he a lot of teams passed on him because they thought he was going to strike out a lot, which everyone's going to strike. That's just baseball now. But
well, it was the fact that he hit like 0.93 against fastballs over 90 miles an hour was what killed him, and clearly he made that adjustment really fast. So he's I enjoy watching the White Sox. It's just Twitter's a cesspool, and I got sucked into it.
But I mean, it also makes life fun too.
100%. It was way more fun this year than it was the last 3, 4 years, 5 years maybe. So can't complain too much. Before we move on, we got to give a big shout out to our friends over at Connect Roasters, the best coffee around that you are going to find. I promise you that. They work with Dom Frederick. They work with our guy, Ian Happ. So you know it's good quality stuff. It's in the Cubs clubhouse. That's really all you need to know. Ian Happ wins Gold Gloves, and it's in the Cubs clubhouse. What more do you need, people? So head to their website, connectroasters.com. Make sure you check them out on X at Connect Roasters, and make sure you get over to the storefront in Bourbonnais. So as always, a big shout out to our friends at Connect Roasters. Make sure you go visit them and tell them the TCF boys sent you. Zach, time to jump into our NBA Finals preview. We have Game 7 of the Western Conference Final on Saturday night. So now we have the NBA Finals set. We've got the Knicks and the Spurs like it's 1999 all over again. Back when you had just turned 4? You probably don't remember those NBA Finals at all.
Well, I'd seen something that I think it's the 8th year or 7th year in a row. There's going to be a different champion.
That's awesome
because these two teams haven't won in a while. Well, I mean, the Knicks have never really won.
The Knicks have not really won anything in my lifetime, at least. But, dude, you're getting 2 of the best teams left. The Knicks are as hot as a pistol. What, have they won 11 in a row?
Yeah, the Knicks are on fire, and the Spurs are fun to watch. And they are, I think, the second average youngest team to be in the NBA Finals.
That's impressive. Who's the favorite? I'm assuming San Antonio's the favorite.
I would assume San Antonio's the favorite. I last seen it was that the Spurs had like the largest odds, but I think that was because they were down in the series against the Thunder, so that probably affected it. But I'd have to assume that the Spurs are favorites, but like I don't know.
Like right now, sitting here thinking, like, what's your gut reaction as to who's going to win this series?
I think the Knicks. I think the Knicks have a chance. Dude, they are such a good team. I think it really depends on what kind of Mitchell Robinson you get too, because he could be the guy who could control Wemby, but I don't know. Yeah. I mean, because he had thumb surgery, I think it was.
Yeah, something with his ball dominant thumb, I think.
Which I don't think he's not much of like an offensive player, so I don't think it really matters that much per se for that. I think he'll still be able to play good defense. I don't think they're really depending on him to be the offense, but I really think that the Knicks have a chance against. They had I think a better chance against the Thunder too, but like I still think that they have a chance against the Spurs because I think that it's going to be a team that goes big versus a team that kind of goes small and guard heavy. Who's going to win out?
This Knicks team is like, you see these teams all the time and, you talk about team chemistry and stuff, but like this Knicks team genuinely feels like they enjoy playing with each other. They have some sort of chemistry that like they get down and they don't get rattled. And for some reason, a sentence I thought I'd never say, but like Mike Brown has become a good basketball coach. His stuff in the Eastern Conference Finals when they went to hacking the big man, we just talked about him, Mitchell Robinson, then he just would get the fouls drawn on him and then just send Cat back in so that they're in the bonus. Like, never did I think that Mike Brown would be able to pull this stuff off. And
Cat's going to be out there too. Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart. I mean, they're a good team. And the rest thing isn't huge because even let's say the Spurs would have swept, you still got to wait that whole time. They're not going to change the date. So I mean, either way, but I mean, it does help that the Spurs just played a 7-game series. There's no way that they're not tired from that. I mean, they do have till Wednesday till that series starts, which I think is crazy. But I think it's going to be a really good NBA Finals. I think either way it was going to be. But I mean, the Knicks made easy work of the East.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they dropped the first game of their first round and then have not lost since then. Is that correct?
I think they've swept their last 2 series.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they won
the 76ers and they swept the Cavaliers.
Yep, they lost 2 to the Hawks. They lost games 2 and 3 to the Hawks.
Well, analytically, they did lose 2 games to the Cavs.
That was the lamest thing I've ever heard.
I've never heard something so lame in my life. But
and there's been some games in that series that they've been down pretty significantly, and just game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, they were down 21.
Yeah,
and come back to win.
I think it's the Knicks series, but everyone's going to pick the Spurs, I think, because of Wemby and stuff like that. But it's going to be a really good NBA Finals.
So you're saying Knicks in how many games?
I'd say you would want Knicks in 6 if you are the Knicks. Okay. So I don't think you're winning Game 7 in San Antonio.
I think I'm going to take the Spurs, but I'll also take it in 6. I don't know if they're good enough to finish it in 5, and maybe not even necessarily if they're good enough to do it. If, I don't think the Knicks are bad enough to lose in a gentleman's sweep. I could be wrong, but they're too hot right now to pick them to, only win 1 game in the series, in my opinion.
Wemby did affect Chet, but I don't think that they rely a lot more on Chet, the Thunder do, than the Knicks rely on Mitchell Robinson. So he's going to really be able to worry about Wemby and not going to have to worry about the offensive game because that's just not what he does.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it just depends on what Mitchell Robinson you get too.
Well, and also like a lot of it's, you hate to even talk about it, but with SGA and the way he's been playing, the guard play for the Knicks, I think is, pretty elite for what, that they've been through. And you saw how the Spurs were able to contain. I mean, what they held SGA to in Game 6 was under 10 points, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then Chet had, I think, like 2 shots.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be the Knicks guards are really good. The Spurs, when they clamp down on defense, are really good. I think you said it well, man. I think that it's going to be a really good series.
But it's also 2 totally different teams. The Thunder are looking to get that foul. They're not really looking to make it a tough game per se. Like they didn't like the way that the Spurs I think the Spurs did affect them by kind of pushing and shoving a little bit. I don't think you're going to affect the Knicks that way. And they can shoot themselves back into a game.
Very true. Very true. They've done it already in multiple rounds.
Brunson's not going to get affected by a few hard fouls and stuff like that.
I'll be honest. I did not hate. Everybody got all up in arms about Wemby calling in his goons to give hard fouls.
Basketball. I mean,
that's basketball.
I think I kind of like that, but I think that they need a team that's going to push back against that. And I think the Knicks will. I think they need a team that's going to push back a little bit. And I think that's what they will get with the Knicks if they try to do that against them.
I think that I'm just really excited to not see the to see the Thunder because of like, and I hate to say it because it's very cliche, but like the flopping and all that nonsense and like trying to get the foul, like it does take away from like the essence of good basketball. And it felt like there was times when the Thunder tried to turn the series into that. And I don't think either of these two teams are going to do that very much.
Well, I think
That's such a meathead take, but like I just want to see good basketball.
Bad, but I think that the Thunder are a little soft. They didn't like.
Mhm.
Okay, if Wemby's going to do that, then send somebody out to go after Mason Plumlee or something like that. Like they just took it and then complained about it. Do something about it.
Very true. Yeah. If you don't like it, do something about it.
Yeah, I think that they need someone to get in their face instead of being the ones that are only. It was only a one-way street, it seemed like, in that series of bad things happening, per se, getting chippy.
Yep, absolutely. So we're on opposite sides, but I think we both have going 6.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really fun to watch too. But I also think the way that they kind of like really make it a long series is I don't like it.
I'm also.
You knew Game 7 was going to be Saturday. Why wait till Wednesday? All season they hadn't had that long of a break.
I don't disagree there, man. On the other hand, the NHL will start their playoffs the championship, the Stanley Cup Finals on June 2nd. We've got one of the hottest teams, a team, that has really kind of turned their season around, the Golden Knights, and Carolina, who is also just hot as a pistol and has only lost one game in this playoffs. Vegas just swept who I thought was for sure going to win the Stanley Cup in Colorado, and they sweep them. I mean,
I heard a stat that the Vegas, if they were in the other other side, wouldn't even have made the playoffs.
Yes, I did hear that as well. But what an organization that's only been in existence for 9 years, and this is their third Stanley Cup. Already
one of the best franchises in the NHL right now.
Yes,
going
absolutely. It's really fun to watch. And
they missed the playoffs one time since they started this new team.
That is crazy. That doesn't seem fair. That makes me more mad about the Blackhawks.
Yeah. And like I said on part of my take, everyone's going, well, the expansion draft helped them. But they didn't say that when it was going on.
Yeah. They've just been an incredible front office who's brought in the right players.
Yeah. I mean, they are one of already the best franchises that has been around, and they've only been around 9 years.
And it's crazy they're going against Carolina, who kind of used to be a joke in the NHL, and had it not been for one game against the Canadiens, they would not have lost a game in this playoffs. They have lost one game in this playoffs.
Yeah, I think
that's crazy.
I think it's going to be another just a great, just like the NBA, it's going to be a great series. And I just think Vegas is so experienced that I'm taking Vegas. I know we haven't really talked about who we're going to take, but I say Vegas. I don't know.
See, I'm taking Carolina, but I think we're kind of both in the same boat here. You got to go in at 6 or 7, don't you?
Oh yeah, I think it's going to be a great series. I didn't think that the Vegas was going to sweep the Avalanche. But they
didn't think they'd win the series.
But there's been some injuries, but like there's injuries all the time in the NHL. So when you're playing this deep into the playoffs, you're all hurt.
I'm almost just trying to like speak it into existence, because when you get two of the hottest, best teams in the sport, you almost just want it to go 7. Right, I'm trying to speak that part into existence, if that makes any sense.
If the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup Finals both win 7 games, that would be the greatest thing that could happen in sports.
Yes, completely agree. This is going to be a fun, and I think they did it right. If I'm not mistaken, the NBA Finals starts on Wednesday and the NHL starts on Tuesday. Right? They're not running them on the same night.
They kind of coordinate that, which is smart.
I hope so. That is very smart.
But with the NHL, NHL playoffs are so much fun. It's so exciting. The place is crazy. It makes you miss all those Blackhawks won 3 in 5 years, and then it can just change on a dime. I mean,
Yeah.
they
And
haven't
now
made
we
it
haven't.
now in 7 years or something like that, 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, their only even playoff appearance, I think, since like 2018 was the bubble one.
Yeah, so
And that was
it's
like everybody made it in.
disappointing. But I think Vegas is maybe it's because they're in Vegas, so it's not like I mean, they have a good fan base, but it's probably every other night you have. I mean, you have other teams fans there because they're going to Vegas, especially in the wintertime, stuff like that. But they are an amazing franchise for being
100%.
only
And I mean,
9 years into it.
you build a good fan base when you win as much as they do, and that's all they've done in these 9
They've
years.
won more than some franchises that have been around 50 years.
Seriously, you are not kidding. Both of them, Stanley Cup, NBA Finals, just give me 2 good series. That's all I'm asking for.
And I always love the Stanley Cup Finals because that trophy just means so much. It means
the cup
more
is
than
in the
any
building.
trophy that there is.
Definitely. Definitely. Then you get the cut-ins of the guy carrying it with the gloves on. That's just an all-time.
Or
Well,
when they go to the Stanley Cup, you don't pick up that trophy because it's bad luck and
the conference championship ones.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, let's wrap things up. As always, we've got the TCF top 3, and I don't know where this one came up, but I was rearranging some stuff in the basement, and it came to me. So we're going to do the top 3 kitchen appliances / gadgets. So these could be a various amount of things. These could be anything, really. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to?
I'll let you go first.
Air fryer, without a doubt. Greatest invention.
Good one.
Probably in my lifetime. If I ever remodel my kitchen, I don't know if I will put a stove in. I'm just going to put a giant 3-foot by 3-foot air fryer in. This is the greatest invention we've ever had.
That is true. I'm going to kind of go the same route, but microwave, because that's a quick heat up. If you want something quick, that's it. Because, I mean, you still got to wait for the air fryer to get going sometimes. I think a microwave, it's not going to be it's definitely not quality wise even close to an air fryer, but it's quick.
Yep. You're going to get it. Whatever you need is going to be done fast.
In 1 minute, something is warm.
Both of those are really good first round picks.
And then my second one, this is going to sound, I guess this kind of sounds stupid saying it, a plate.
A plate?
A plate. You need a plate. Do you not need a plate? Do you use a plate for everything?
It's an incredible answer. I can't tell if that's the smartest or the dumbest thing I've heard.
I know. In my head, I'm like, I don't know how this sounds, but a plate has to be the greatest invention for food of all time.
All right. Are you? Let's be honest with ourselves.
What else would you eat on?
Listen, you're not making a bad point, but my question is: you're a single guy. You live in your place. Be honest. Are you eating off of a plastic or a glass plate or a paper plate more often?
Paper plate. I use a lot of paper plates.
I'm not. I'm married and got a 3-year-old up there.
It's still the invention of a plate.
Plate is a plate. God, I don't know if I could have sat here and gone through all of my kitchen appliances.
You think about it, you're like, I don't know if this is a genius or not, but I mean, imagine
I still can't tell.
How many times a year do you use a plate? Probably 365.
Oh, at least, if not more. Think about how many days you use multiple plates.
Yeah.
That's I don't know that I was ready for that. My second round is also an easy one. I can't believe you let me have this. Pizza pizzazz.
Oh yeah, see, I was thinking like appliances, but like I had to go to the plate. But yeah, that is great. Quick pizza fix. Even though
pizza pizzazz.
I will say yes, it's good, but there are certain pizzas that just don't fit on the pizzazz.
So I haven't run into any that are too big, but I have run into an issue with some of they make like personal sized, jacks, and they don't seem to cook right, because they're not. I don't know
Well,
if they
see,
just spend too
I've
much
had the ones
time.
that are square pizzas that do not fit on the pizzazz.
Well, I don't. I'm not a DiGiorno guy, so
Well, as I'm saying, that can affect it, but
that's fair. I've also, you have your multiple uses. I've done pizza rolls, bagel bites on those. Really, anything that you can put in the oven like a pizza, you can run on a pizzazz. I actually own two pizza pizzazzes. There's one right there and one up in our kitchen. One of my favorite inventions we've
and
ever purchased.
they're relatively cheap too for what they do.
Yes, I agree. And it's kind of weird though. My one that is much older is better quality than my newer one.
Yeah.
And the older one I got at an auction sale for $5. My
happen.
my third round pick. I don't know if I'm getting too I've got a color in mind. I'm looking at a color right now, but I feel like I'm trying to get too fancy with it. I'm gonna go with a countertop ice maker because I don't have an ice maker in my freezer.
See, our lists are going to look a lot different because I'm going in a very different direction.
If you pick a fork, I'm ending the stream.
I think it's a fork, dude.
No, you did.
I think, dude, what would you do? Eat it with your hand?
But that's not an appliance.
A gadget? Dude, I don't care. It's kitchen stuff. How often do you use a plate? How often do you use a fork? What else would you eat with?
I'm crying. I when I put this out, I don't know if I would have ever expected this top three to go down this way.
Dude, it's an appliance, technically.
What's your honorable mention? A spoon?
Well, shit, a knife. You might you gotta need a knife. What are you cutting your food with? Dude, these are essentials. I could go without an ice maker. There's ice. You can make ice all over the place. You can set something cold. What are you gonna do? Eat with your hands?
You went the practical route. I'm laughing because
you're gonna put the food on the table and eat it off of there. No plate?
If you live alone, you could. No one would judge you.
I don't care if you live alone or not. That's insane.
All right, now we have to do honorable mentions once we get spoon and knife out of the way.
Coffee maker. Well, now it's the Keurigs.
Yeah. I went here. I've got mine because I got most of them sitting over there. I had a crock pot, a really good blender. I have a Ninja blender that I've had since my wedding, and
I've lived in my house 5 years. I don't think I've ever used a blender here.
You want to know sneaky? I just found out we actually own one of these, and I have it ready because I'm going to do some of them this weekend. Is a hard-boiled egg maker.
A cutting board.
Ooh, that's a good one. A good wood or metal cutting board. I'm with you.
Just pull out and it's like kind of a drawer, but you push it into the above a drawer.
An electric skillet. That was the one I should have taken third round. One you plug in, you get it's usually like 2 or 3 feet long. You can do some breakfast on that. I have an indoor grill that plugs in. That's been one of my favorite things. It's an electric
the
grill.
Oven short too. An oven is great.
Yes, but see, I will die on this hill that if we ever remodel our kitchen, I would just put another air fryer in.
I know, but if you're cooking multiple things at the same time, you need an oven.
We rarely ever do that.
I know, but if you're having I know you don't, but if you have a family event at your house.
Fair. I do think they make stoves that can have a function to air fry now.
Well, I mean, a stove is pretty much an air fryer or an oven.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the countertop ice maker. We've had one of those.
you would say like the stove is like
Oh,
very essential.
the one I forgot that I do own, I don't get to use it as much as I would like, is like the Ninja Creamy ice cream maker. And I don't get to use it just because it's so loud, but they're so cool.
Yeah.
Make pints of ice cream. I also have
I think my list is great.
I have a Soda Stream. I really like that. I just don't use it as much as
What I
I'd like
want you to do is the two things that I said last. Take them out of your kitchen. What are you gonna do? Nothing.
Hey, I'm not making fun. I promise I'm not making fun of you. I just never anticipated this was maybe like years ago when we were much younger and our brains weren't fully functioned. Maybe I thought that's where this would go, but holy cow.
I think this is a fully functioning brain thing.
Where does cups sit on that list with forks? Because what are you going to do? Drink from your hands?
But you have like bottles.
All right, you make a good point.
I guess you could, because you're not going to eat out of what you make most things in. Like you're not going to eat out of. I guess
someone is probably going to say like refrigerator. We haven't even brought that up yet.
Oh yeah, that might be number one. I didn't even.
That probably is number one.
Wow, that's a swing and a miss from us there.
Let us know what your guys' favorite appliances or gadgets or necessities are. This is insane. What a top three. What a way to end the show. But holy cow, that was fun. This was episode 280. Make sure you check out our friends over at Connect Roasters for some of the best coffee that you're going to find. We promise, make it on your coffee maker, one of your favorite gadgets. You cannot go wrong with them. Make sure to follow us on X at typical_Chicago, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Give those pages a like. Head on over to YouTube. Subscribe there for all the content in video form. Make sure that you check us out wherever you get your podcasts as well. So subscribe, rate, review, 5 stars wherever you get your podcast. We'll do our best to get back with an episode next week. You can check me out on X at BoomyTCF and, of course, Zach over there at ZAlilia But as always, guys, thanks for joining us. We're glad to be back. That was episode 280 of Typical Chicago Fans. We love you all.
Peace.